we are one big family trying to deliver democratic power. We might not figure out that there might be places that we're not entirely aligned. Maybe 90% of the time we're aligned. Some places we might not be. I'll tell you where I come from on Israel. Family came here as Jewish refugees, fleeing communism. We have a family that fled to Israel, and I'm a strong proponent of a secure Israel in a dangerous neighborhood. A neighborhood where Israel has been the target of attacks, not just recently on October 7th, but throughout its history. So I think that Israel, as a sovereign state, an ally, long-standing ally, from 1948 on, is a country that we should continue to figure out how to work with. But by no means do I think that we should give it a pass. And what I would ask you to consider also is, there was a very good question here about how does the world see the U.S.? It doesn't have a very favorable view of the U.S. right now, because we have a leader at the head of the state that's corrupt and is breeding rot. It is very similar in Israel. Netanyahu is corrupt and he's breeding rot, and he's corrupting the state. He's setting the signals that that the military could be more cavalier than they should be. Just like us, they're trained in rules of engagement. They're trained in collateral damage, and we should hold them to those very, very firm rules that we have. So support the state of Israel, but also support holding them to a high standard, the same way that we look around the world.
So what about a state for the Palestinian people?
I completely agree that we need a two-state solution. I'm glad. Thank you for that follow-up. Completely agree that we need a two-state solution. I'm appalled by this settlement policy, which is basically undermining the very possibility of a two-state solution, because you have a radical crop of folks going in and dispossessing Palestinian territory in the West Bank. So we need to figure out that's part of the challenge of having Netanyahu, whose term very well might expire here in October. He's up for re-election, and we'll have a different direction. But I'm a big proponent for a two-state solution, and applying the kind of diplomatic and political capital that we need to in order to achieve a two-state solution. That will probably include giving up territory that settlers have occupied illegally, in my view.
Mm-hmm.